Only good bread sound this way. Wait, did I just brush my teeth? No, I didn't do that. I did not do that yet. What's up, nerds? I want to talk about Supergirl. I know my genre is normally Star Wars, but I genuinely want to talk a little bit about Supergirl. Alexa, make the lamp blue.
Okay.
Perfect. Now we are on color theme. Now we are branded. I have an idea. 1 second. Much better, don't you think? Dr. Pepper, it's good and nice. I want to talk about Supergirl. I loved it, and if you hated it, then leave. There's the door. Get out. But on the real note, Supergirl was wonderful, and I'm going to talk about it as I'm sitting here in my Supergirl shirt with blue and red background. Well, this is technically a Superman shirt from Super X Apparel. Great company. If you want to use the code Brent, you can do that. That's just a little plug I had to throw in there. Anyways, besides that, Supergirl was a great visual spectacle. I loved the music. I loved the story. I loved the characters, and I will not be tolerating any slander on any of those fronts. Again, there's the door. But shall we dive into some of those points about why I like Supergirl, especially those 4 points I mentioned 4, right? That I broke down. Visually, IMAX is the way to go. But besides that point, I think the world building was great. I loved seeing a little bit more of the Krypton, culture. That was great. The architecture, the elegance there was something I was eating up. Delicious. And then I think that some of these other worlds, I forgot what that desolate planet that everyone was living on, like the criminals and everything there. I forgot what that world was, but it was like a dystopian kind of thing. They did a beautiful job representing that, damaged world. And then the one world where Ruthie was living and her family, it was beautiful. And I loved the blending of these, almost seemingly natural wild landscapes with spaceships and superheroes and aliens. Oh, another point, kind of on the visual side, the bus, the space bus scene, if you know what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh. All the representation of different alien species, that was so cool. And that, I feel like that was practical, right? A lot of that was practical costuming and set design. That was cool. I really liked that. I mean, naturally, I'm a Star Wars fan, right? So I'm well versed in the varieties that are in a galaxy of species and aliens. But it was really cool to see that in a DC Superman, Supergirl fashion, because Krypton is a different planet. They look like people, but I loved that representation there. It was perfect. So visually, colors, graphics, effects, everything so good. Now, sound-wise, I thought the music was pumping, was great. It did remind me of Guardians of the Galaxy kind of music taste and kind of vibe, which I'm not against at all. It's a party, it's fun, and I really like that. So that was fun. And then what else? What was the third thing that I said? Story and then characters, right? That's how it went. Story-wise, man, it was sensitive. It touches on trauma. It touches on kind of more sensitive subjects that are difficult to talk about. But they go about it in I feel a really good way. We see Kara being, battling her grief and loss of her family and her society and her people. Her dog. Not she doesn't lose the dog. Obviously, we know Crypto is safe. But, we all go through hard things and we all deal with trauma. We all go through really difficult situations, and having this movie really show that even superheroes go through hard times was great. Especially for a female lead who isn't, represented or shown as this big bubbly person or this damsel in distress. No, it's this difficult, emotionally distant, kind of depressed person who I feel like kind of represents a good majority of the women in the world. You know, not every woman in the world is this damsel in distress or like just needs to be saved or really just is like this bubbly person who just like lives to serve, you know, like, yeah, Kara is a super nice person. She's helping and serving, but she's also dealing with her own struggles. And I think that the movie was super awesome and the story was super awesome in showing that and how she kind of was working through it to become her better self. Is that making sense? Which leads me into the characters. A lot of fun seeing Jason Momoa play as Lobo, again with Millie being Supergirl, and then what was her name in the show? Ruthie. But what's the actress? Eve? Ridley? I think. Sounds right. I think they all did so good. I love seeing new faces and some unfamiliar faces alongside some familiar faces. It's like, it's a fun mix, and bravo to all of them. So Supergirl, thumbs up. I would probably settle on like an 8 or 9 out of 10 because I'm so easily entertained and I really just love things. I'm trying to think like what would be something that I would have changed or have done differently. And I mean, I want to say put more David Cornsweet in it, but it's not about him. It's about Supergirl. So that's next year. Which, by the way, I'm really excited about that. I really want to get like that David Cornsweet Superman cosplay and rock that. That'd be, I feel like I could pull that off, especially with a little bit of like the shave some hair, shave my face, and like I feel like I could rock that, you know. But I think that's about it for Supergirl comments. But yeah. Okay, wait. I just remembered one point I wanted to make before you go. I really love seeing girls kick butt. I love seeing like Supergirl just like take down all these creepos and like alien pedos, you know? I love that. And we need more of that in this world. That's all. Wow, you made it this far? Give yourself a pat on the back. Now here's what YouTube thinks you should watch next. Feel free to check it out and any of my other videos. And don't forget to do the whole like, subscribe, and maybe comment what you liked about Supergirl yourself. Until next time, nerds, peace out.